What's up, YouTube? So I haven't posted in a while, right? I have a bunch of footage from Evo that I need to do something with. But when I came back from Evo, I was I needed to rest. First of all, I needed to take a break, and then I went back to work on Wednesday. I had off that Tuesday, so I was just basically chilling, taking that time to rest. I was gonna stream, but I was like, I need to chill. And then while doing that, I started playing Street Fighter again, and I started playing, Tekken and stuff. And I'm still at that point, or at least I feel like I was still at that point where I was just so frustrated with the games that I just felt like I couldn't get any better, right? I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I'm not even gonna stream right now. I will probably stream today, later on, or at some point today. I'll probably stream and play some Street Fighter. Yesterday I was playing Fortnite because I just needed a break from fighting games for a hot second. I still want to play Fortnite because they put the Power Rangers in the game, and I was just gonna go on there, buy the Power Rangers, and then I found out the Green Ranger and the White Ranger was on there, but they're in the Battle Pass, and I don't want to buy the whole Battle Pass, so I'm gonna play through and try to earn the White Ranger. So I'll probably be streaming that too. That'll be a thing that you'll see from me. I'm gonna be streaming probably a bunch of Fortnite along with some Street Fighter, probably doing some dailies and weeklies and stuff like that in Fortnite. But with Street Fighter, I went and tried out Sagat, and he's awkward to me. Maybe I just needed to play against some people to find out, like, what do people normally do with him? What are his things? What are his flowcharts things that he does? What are his like neutral things that he does? What are the combos that people are normally doing right now? Not even necessarily the optimal stuff, because some of the optimal stuff is just, I don't feel like learning it, and I'm not even like trying to play Sagat, really. I just wanted to try him out. So I then switched back to Mai, and I started playing Mai while I was severely angry. like the amount of depression that comes from playing Street Fighter sometimes is a lot. When you feel like you can't win, it's frustrating. And the only thing more frustrating than feeling like you can't win while you're still trying is like, I don't know, like people making it seem like you shouldn't be frustrated. And it's like you're at a point where you're pushing and you're pushing and you're trying, and it just feels like you can't go any further. And dude, I was losing so many matches. I lost so many matches back to back trying to do stuff, and it's usually not that I'm losing to people that are necessarily better than me or doing better things or making better decisions. It's usually me losing because I probably made a few bad decisions and then not closing out the round and like dropping a combo at the end, or messing up something that I wanted to do, messing up a pressure string, like deciding to not pay attention to the fact that my opponent has all this meter and they're about to die, and then I'm gonna pressure them on the last hit, and they're not, and they act like they're just not gonna wake up EXDP or wake up super, right? I've started to pay more attention to that. And the other thing that is frustrating is that I'm playing on leverless right now again, and there's a downside and there's an upside to playing on leverless for me right now. And the downside is that my DPs suffer a little bit, right? I cannot right now just DP on reaction, right? My fingers have to be set up for it. I kind of have to bait people into jumping and be ready to DP. I usually don't get the feeling when I'm like, oh, okay, somebody's gonna jump here, and then just be able to switch and do it, right? So like I need a lot more experience doing DPs on reaction on leverless. Everything else, pretty much, I'm good, right? Everything else, but anti-air DPing on reaction is something that I need to continue to work on while playing on leverless if I'm going to continue to play on leverless. I had switched back to stick this Evo and played Street Fighter on stick because for that very reason, right? And some other things that I just wasn't clicking with on leverless. I was like, let me just go back to playing on stick, and I play better on stick and more smoothly, but I still don't anti-air as much as I should, and it's usually because I'm not looking for it. When I'm looking for it, I can DP all day, but like if I'm not looking for it, or I don't feel like they're gonna jump and they're jumping at these weird times, or too close, and I can't trust that my DP is gonna hit them, I lock up and I won't DP. So I'm deciding to play on leverless again and trying to like work in some ways for me to kind of like fight them and then switch to looking for DP mode to bait them into jumping, and make them think that I know every single time that they're gonna jump, rather than I'm just looking for times to bait them into jumping, like trying to make it seem like I just know and they can't jump. But if they were to just jump all the time, I wouldn't be able to stop it, right? So that's what I'm working on now. But otherwise, I've been pretty snappy with everything else on leverless so far. Recently, the past like 2 days, I've been playing a lot more Street Fighter and just kind of playing through the pain, right? I think I had that as my title at one time on Street Fighter 6. There was a thing playing through the pain or something like that as a title, and that was the realest title that I had ever seen for me. It might have been on Street Fighter 5, or it probably on Street Fighter, I don't remember. But playing through the pain is something that like I have to do, because if you don't, then you just won't get better. And some people I guess they just have no pain. But I feel like I care so much about like wanting to get better and wanting to push past this thing and being like, being better at the game. And it's just like for some reason, I just cannot touch master, right? Like I have not touched master with any character ever since the game has come out, right? And everybody else, but granted, I don't play the game probably as often as a lot of other people, but still, it's just like when I try to lock in and just go for it, I feel like I can't push past a certain place. And then there's certain things that people tell me to not do that I feel like, damn, I have to. Like maybe I need to tweak some other things and tweak the amount that I do it, but I can't just not do certain things. And I'm talking, and mostly it's crouch, medium kick, drive rush, because me and my friend were talking about it, and he was telling me I should have remembered in the past that like there are certain things that will scale your combos. The lows will scale your combos. I think it said drive rush will scale combos. The eye scales combos. I forget what the other thing was, but doing a low with a drive rush will scale your combo really hard. But that is the party starter, right? Like that is the party starter. That is the thing that is going to get me the hit that I need to start to do things. And to me, it's like, okay, he tells me to throw EX fans and then drive rush in raw, right? That way, I guess, if I get a hit, it'll only be one thing. But if I do go drive rush in and then do a low, it's like the same amount of meter, and it's the same, it's gonna be the same scaling, right? But the difference is that he said that I'll start getting back meters sooner if I do EX fans drive rush than if I do crouch, medium kick, drive rush. My meter starts coming back sooner. I think I just need to be aware of that thing and just continue, because I'm like, I don't want to say that I'm like really good at doing crouch, medium kick, drive rush, because it's like, it is what it is. Sometimes I get sometimes I get some crazy whiff punishes, or I get some crazy like max distance crouch, medium kicks, which is for her, for my, it's distance is not a lot when you're talking about her crouch medium kick. It doesn't go that far. So when I do hit it, I do feel good that I hit it, and I get the drive rush, get the combo, push him into the corner, and then start the party there, because now I'm in and I have my flowchart moving. Right now I just have to be careful as to not just do it again and just burn myself out. Like, that's the problem. I think the problem is that I didn't pay attention to my meter enough, where I would just burn myself out with crouch medium kick drive rush all the time, and then be sitting there looking stupid when I have to not get chipped out. So I still incorporate all the things that my friend told me about, trying to incorporate all the things he tells me about, playing the character and playing the game in general and what to do. Even yes, throwing EX fans, that's part of mine, right? But to me, it feels like that Mai doesn't really have some things that other characters do have, where it makes her have to kind of be, more proactive than just like with her pressure and stuff like that. It's like I don't know how to say it, because like, let's say for instance like Ryu, for instance, right? Ryu, he has like things that he can end his strings and specials that he can end his strings in that will make him safe. And if your opponent doesn't react to it, then they lose their chance. Like, there's a gap where it's just like, okay, where he does button Hashogeki. If you don't look for that and do DI in between it, then you're just letting him have pressure, and you may get your turn back, but you're not gonna get a punish for it, right? So the only thing that Mai has when it comes to that is like Fireball, and her Fireball is not crazy. Like, that's probably the only thing that's like safe. It's like, I'm doing that, but it doesn't lead to much, right? But then Ryu has something where it's like, he has negative versions of it, but then he has a positive version of it, where it's like, you hit it, he hits you on block, and it's still his turn, and you have to decipher when he does it, which one did he just do, right? Was it the slow one that's plus? Was it the medium one, right? Or was it the light one, right? Like, you have to look at that, you have to see it happen, and be like, which one was it? Do I take my turn? Is this a punish? Or do I not press buttons here, right? And it's usually you just do something with EX fans, for instance. Like, I throw EX fans at someone, and they literally they'll parry, right? So I have to like dash up, throw, right? Or they'll parry and then they'll like EXDP or something, or they'll parry, or they might even parry. Sometimes they just EXDP. Sometimes they'll just get a DP. Like, if I didn't do it right, I guess, like they just raw DP and hit me out of it. Hit me out of my whatever pressure thing I'm about to do after the fan touches them. What else? They'll drive reversal, right? And all these things are quote unquote like good if they're using meter to get me off of them. That's kind of what I want, right? I want them to use their meter, but to me, that's not as important to me yet, I guess, because I'm not that good to really be like, okay, I'm gonna attack this person's drive gauge. That's the other thing that I feel like is hard, in my opinion, to do, is attack somebody's drive gauge directly and really focus on attacking their drive gauge and not really worrying about their health bar so much, is in trying to, knock down their drive gauge so much that like I'll put them in a burnout situation, and now I can just bully them, right? And I can bully them with whatever into the corner and then push them against the wall and then do whatever I'm gonna do, right? So like, that's something else I'm working on, and I don't know, it's just it feels hard. It feels very difficult to do this with this character, and everybody's like, yo, she's so cheap. She's so cheap. You play Mai. She's such a cheap character. And it's just like, all right, I guess, yeah, she's cheap, but please explain to me so that I can like understand all the reasons why she's actually cheap, and not just because she throws EX fans and dashes in and grabs you, right? And there's a bunch of other characters that just have like safe little things that they can just throw out. Like, and if you don't, like, it's things that you can throw out right, with other characters that either cost no meter, right, and they are plus or safe, and Mai doesn't have necessarily that, right? And it also can't really be jumped over easily. Like some characters have that thing. It's like you jump in on them and you might get clipped by whatever thing they throw out because they were trying to hit you while you're on the ground. Like for instance, in my head right now, Sagat, right? Like sometimes they might throw out, you know, stand heavy kick or forward heavy kick, something like that, and then you jumped and they were trying to like hit you, but you just jumped into it. Or like I don't know, if you or characters that have, you know, crouch heavy punches as anti-airs. I have back heavy kick as an anti-air, but sometimes it doesn't always hit. Sometimes it whiffs or whatever. Like there's just a bunch of different things that like I'm trying to improve while also playing very fast and then only slowing down when I really need to, or when I think that somebody's going to like get a little overzealous and try to like DP out or do something. But now I've also started to like shimmy people a lot more. At least the people that are in the rank that I'm in, around like Diamond 2, Diamond 3, I started to shimmy people a lot more. Like I'll go in and do something that's like, I don't know, like I'll drive rush in and just, because I'm not sure if they're gonna like DP, or I'm not sure if they're gonna jump, or I think they might grab, or I'm doing a throw loop in the corner, and instead of just running up and doing throw loop, or just in running up and then doing like crouch light kick or something, or crouch medium punch to like get a counter hit or something like that, I just kind of like I'll dash up and then I'll dash back, or dash up and then like walk backwards to shimmy, because a lot of people will just go for the what's the name, go for the grab tech or whatever. So sometimes I just do that, and I find that I've gotten a lot of damage and a lot of mileage out of that. So I'm just trying to figure out what people's tendencies are, and trying, even mid-screen I'll do that, but I'm trying to figure out what people's tendencies are and stuff like that, so that I can, like, what the common tendencies are among people, so that I can exploit those more often. Just like how shimmy is something that everyone falls for, from the bottom all the way up to the top ranked pro play. It's something that if you're good at doing it and you're good at getting people to do it and punishing it, then you'll go further, right? But if you could find out all these other common tendencies, I feel like it'll that's probably the only one you really need. But like, if you could find out all the other common tendencies of people, then I think that'll take you far if you're able to like punish those things. Like how normally when you hit someone, and they don't block it, right? They get hit. Normally, your reaction is to block afterwards, right? To hold down back, to hold block, right? But some people press buttons after, and it's just like, that's weird. Why would you mash a button after getting hit, right? Like, especially if it's not a jab or something like that. That's even crazy to me that people do that. Unless they know that the thing that they got hit with was negative, and then they press the button, jab button afterwards, and then move close enough, whatever the case may be, right? Like, that's just weird to me. So I had to be aware of that too. But I don't know. Playing on Leverless, going back to that, is I think overall a better option, just for carrying it around and not having to carry around a huge stick all the time, and just execution things, like drive rush. That's the other thing. Drive rush is something that I was having a very hard time getting to come out with a perfect drive rush, or just drive rushing in general, like when I needed it right then, right? Because sometimes I would try to do it and I would get either a regular dash or I would get a parry, right? And I already know what the issue is. It's either I'm doing the thing too early, or pressing something too late, right? So or not double pressing forward, or whatever the case may be. I get the problems and what I have to do to fix it on stick, but on Leverless, it's just so much easy to press a button, then press parry, and then press a button right after. So just button, parry, button, right? and just get the drive rush. And then sometimes when you're doing it after something else, you're just holding drive rush and then you're holding parry and just tapping forward, right? So like that's not hard on stick, and that usually comes out when it's supposed to. But I need to be able to not have to think about whether it's going to come out or not think about whether, you know, I'm going to mess this up when I try this or not. Same thing with grab loops in the corner. Like mashing forward on a button is much easier than mashing forward on stick, right? Like you're tapping forward on stick. Sometimes you might mess it up, but like when I'm tapping a button here, I'm like, okay, I'm just tapping a button until I see her fan, where she takes her fan out of her mouth, and then I know that's the end of the animation, right? And then I see her dash forward and I grab, right? It's a lot easier for me to get the dashes and the things that I need to come out quickly. And so is BP, but I just have to get more used to doing it. So it's been rough. It's been rough trying to get better at this game. I don't know, sometimes it just feels like my brain is just too, I don't know, like it's just not what it's supposed to be for fighting games. Like it just feels like I'm always right there underneath the next step, and I just can't bust through that skill ceiling, right, that I'm at. So I mean, I'm still gonna keep trying, still gonna keep pushing forward, and then we got like Tokan. So I'm still gonna play 2X KO. I'm still gonna play Tokan when it comes out. It's gonna be hard because I still want to play. I still want to play Street Fighter for the sake of pushing forward. Like the same reason I didn't want to stop playing Street Fighter 5, except I didn't really like Street Fighter 5. I like Street Fighter 6 more than Street Fighter 5, but Street Fighter 6 is still frustrating. But I can't let Street Fighter 6 beat me. Like I can't let it beat me. Letting Street Fighter 6 beat me is me not getting the master. For Street Fighter 5, it was a lot easier, or it was a lot lower expectation for me for Street Fighter 5. I just wanted to not get stuck at gold. And at the rate that I was moving with Akira when I was playing that character, I would have made it to plat. But like for some people, it's, you know, plat is easy. I don't know if I would have ever made it to diamond, but I know I would have at least made it to plat. I know some people made it to diamond that I know that they probably was, I don't know if it was easy for them. I don't know what they went through. I don't know if their brains were exploding while they were trying to do it. But, you know, yeah, I'm gonna keep playing I want to keep playing this character because I like the character. I just don't like how short her leg is for crouching move kick. That's pretty much the only thing that I really don't like. The other things about her not having like safe on block things that can lead into, you know, more pressure is other than EX fans, you know what I'm saying, is frustrating, like a little bit, but I think she has enough for me to be able to do it. I just have to not mess up. That's the other thing. You gotta just not mess up. I was watching, I think it was a top 8 match. I don't remember if it was I think it was a dude, Mikey. Does he play? I don't remember if he plays Mai. I know it was some other Mai. I don't think it was Xiaohai, and I don't think it was Lashar. I don't think it was either of those two. I think it was another Mai that was playing at Evo. And I was watching something, and he pushed somebody into the corner, and then he got a parry. And I would assume that he was going for drive rush, but he got parry. And I was like, damn. If he's messing it up, then, and he's on the Evo stage, I'm like, I can't be perfect, right? Like there's people are still messing this up. So I think if I can get my, you know, execution to be solid and not mess things up, and also on the fly go into super when I see that someone is about to die in the middle of a combo, then I can do the right thing, because that's another thing. Doing the right thing at the end of the round to make sure that they die and not leaving them with a sliver of health to maybe give them a chance to come back. Like, that's the other thing. So it is what it is. These matches that you've been watching, or yeah, over the last like couple of days, and I think I've been doing a lot better, and I've been trying to be more aggressive and stuff like that. So more aggressive, but also more safe. Like trying to bait more things out, because I know people like to press buttons, and if I can shimmy them to get them to press a button or to grab or whatever, then I can like try to get in their head by like making them not want to press anything. And I also gotta work on anti-airing. So you know, if you see me not anti-airing, I see them jumping, but it's always too late, or my fingers are not in the right spot or whatever. But I'm trying to work on some things that are gonna help me be able to deal with jump ins and stuff like that. That'll help me like DP at the correct times, like setting myself up for success. Like when I throw a fireball, I get my fingers ready to DP, because that's like pretty much the only way they're gonna get in is over the fireball, right? So and then also doing things like maybe when I throw out certain buttons and they're looking to jump over my buttons and jump in, maybe I throw out buttons and then get ready to DP and block and stuff like that. So like I'm working on it. I'm thinking of some ways, and that's the other thing. Enjoy the rest of whatever the matches that are left, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Thanks for watching. More content to come. Peace.
Round 2, fight!